My name is Nazarke Raspiek. I'm from the University IITU from the group IT 32002. The heroism of workers in the rear front during the Great Patriotic War. The Great Patriotic War began on June 22, 1941 here at 4 a.m. with the treacherous attack of the Nazi troops of Hitler's Germany in the USSR and lasted 3 years, 10 months and 18 days, or overall 1,418 days and nights, ending with the restoration of the USSR state border from the Barents to the Black Sea by 7th November of 1944. And May 9 was declared Victory Day due to the fact that on May 8, 1945, in the suburb of Berlin, Karlsruhe at 22nd hour 43 minutes CAT, May 9th at 0:43 Moscow time, the final act of the unconditional surrender of fascist Germany was seen and the army forces during the Great Patriotic War, which took place in 1941 to 1945. Kazakhstan was part of the USSR in the status of a Union Republic, Kazakh SSR. Therefore, it entered the war since the invasion of the army of Nazi Germany into the territory of the Soviet Union on June 22nd of 1941 year. 1,200,000 people were drafted into the ranks of the Red Army in addition to 178,000 who served in the USSR Army. The warriors of Kazakhstan took part in the battles. For the heroism shown on the fronts of the Great Patriotic War, hundreds of thousands of soldiers from Kazakhstan, including 96,000 Kazakhstans, were awarded with military orders and medals of the USSR. Many sons of the Kazakh people heroically fought in the battles near Moscow. Among them are heroes of the Soviet Union: Malik Abdulin, Baurjam Mumushilo, Tuligen Tokhtarov, Tlyugali Lebekov, and etc. There are so many. In the battles for Moscow, Kazakh soldiers who fought in the 238th Infantry Division, commanded by Colonel G.P. Korikov, the division was awarded the Order of Red Banner for the perseverance, courage, and heroism of the personnel. It was transformed into 13th Guardian Division, and in the area of Alexin, the defense was held by 843rd Regiment of the division, in which the son of legendary battle of the Kazakh people Amangilda Imanov served private submachine gunner Ramazan Amangildiyev. For crossing the Dnieper to 210 soldiers of the 73rd Guards, 29 soldiers of the 72nd and 46 soldiers of 81st Guardians Division were awarded the high title of Hero of the Soviet Union. Among the soldiers who were awarded the High Government Award were Alimbetov, Suleimanov, and Shakenov and others. In the letter dated December 4th, 1943, addressing the working people of Kazakhstan, the commander of the 21st Guards Rifle Corps wrote: "In the great battle near the Dnieper, the sons of the Kazakh people once again showed the enemy their ardent love for our mother homeland, which isn't their veins. The heroic blood of the national hero Amangilda has cooled. All the feats accomplished by the Kazakh in the battle at the Dnieper and beyond the Dnieper are immemorable."
4 a.m. 1941 year. The fascist hordes invaded the Soviet state without a declaration of war, and the Great Patriotic War began. According to the plan of the fascist strategists, in accordance with the Barbarossa plan, the territory of Kazakhstan was to be included in Gross Turkestan. The German Higher Intelligence School, covered with the Scene Research Institute, prepared a draft map of the future colony of Big Turkestan. 1,196,164 Kazakhs joined the ranks of the fighting army during the war years. Thousands of soldiers and officers immortalized their names during the defense of the Brest Fortress, Odessa, Sevastopol, Kiev, Leningrad, Novorossiysk, in the Battle of Moscow, Stalingrad, Kursk, in the North Caucasus, Dnieper, in the fastness of the Carpathians during the storming of Berlin and in other battles. For heroic deeds in the Great Patriotic War, more than 11,000 people were awarded to the title of Hero of the Soviets. Kazakhstan showed true heroism on the front of Great Patriotic War. Defenders of the legendary Brest fortress, Kazakhstan's Fursev and Turdiev were among the first to take the blow of the fascists. As part of an advanced landing group, in stormy weather, Fursev landed in the area of the village of Eltiken. When seizing the bridgehead unnoticed under enemy fire, he crept up to the enemy bunker and destroyed his crew. Having established himself in the bridgehead, he participated in repelling enemy counterattacks. When, during a particularly powerful attack, the opponents wedged themselves into our battle formations, Sergeant Major Fursev led a flank attack on the enemy. Our soldiers crushed the enemy, knocked him out of the trench and threw him back. At the same time, Fursev himself destroyed 8 fascists. The enemy continued to press furiously. The positions of the Soviet paratroopers were subjected to artillery and mortar shelling, bombing from the air. At an extremely tense moment, when there was a threat that the opponents could crush the forward screens of the airborne troops, Fursev led the fighters and led a counter-attack. Major General Talgat Bigildinov. He fought on the Il-2 plane, a single-engine attack aircraft, which the Soviet designers called the Flying Tank and the Germans called the Black Dis, showing courage and courage. In battles in the skies over the Ukrainian cities of Zhanamenka, Kirovograd on October 26, 1944, Talgat Bigildinov personally shot down 4 German planes. In the same autumn, he was appointed squadron commander of the 144th Guards Assault Aviation Regiment, which heroically stormed the accumulations of troops and equipment in Poland and Germany in the battles for the cities of Krakow, Opole, Katowice, Wrocław and Berlin. In total, during the war years, Talgat Bigildinov made 305 sorties, personally shot down 7 planes and was himself shot down. At the 1945 Victory Parade, Bigildinov was awarded the second Hero Star. Maya Kapunin, military commissar of the battalion of the 23rd Guards Rifle Regiment of the 8th Guards Order of Lenin of the Red Banner Rifle Division, named after Major General Force Panfilov 3rd Shock Army of the Kalinin Front, Guard Senior Political Instructor. Military Commissar of the Battalion of the 23rd Guards Rifle Regiment of the Guard Senior Political Instructor Malik Kapunin in January, during to the March of 1942 in battles near the town of Holm, Novgorod region, led a group of soldiers which successfully completed the combat mission. In an unequal battle, the soldiers of his group knocked out 2 tanks with grenades, destroyed a large number of fascists and took 12 prisoners. The courageous commissar was wounded but didn't leave the battlefield, completing the combat mission to the end. The names of Aliya Moldagulova and Manshuk Mametova are sacred for all Kazakhstans. They are the only Asian women heroes of the Soviet Union. Our first president, Nursultan Nazarbayev, emphasized at the unveiling of a monument to them in Almaty that life could have been different for these 2 girls. Manshuk wanted to become a doctor. Aliya studied in Leningrad, but they chose their own destiny. And the monument was opened on October 21st, on the day of the 6th anniversary of the independence of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Against the background of children playing on the globe fighting France, casting bros go to eternity. The unique monument seems to be related to Manshuk and Aliyah. The fragile but brave Kazakh woman Aliyah Moldagulova officially lists 78 neutralized privates and commanders of the enemy army. However, those who served with her argued that Aliyah destroyed more opponents. Aliyah showed particular courage on the battle for village of Kazachivka in the Leningrad-Novgorod operation of 1944. In this battle, Moldagulova was wounded in the arm, but even after being wounded, she continued to shoot to kill. Then a German bullet blew away a telescope sight of her rifle, and the fearless girl went to battle with a machine gun. This was the last fight of Aliyah Moldagulova. She died in a fight with a German officer, and even in the last minutes of her life, she showed heroism. She managed to shoot a bullet at the enemy.